feeling a chill, Magic?
You could say that. I've been staring at the night sky trying to figure it out.
Figure what out?
You're observant, Hunter. You tell me.
You are trying to figure out how to bring Wanda back.
Close, Hunter. But no. Something much more sinister has grabbed my attention.
Sinister?
When I was holding the transdimensional door for you back there, I sensed something was at the docks with you. Something dark and familiar.
What did you see, Ileana?
I did not see, I said. I sensed something there. But that's not the only thing I sensed today.
Oh?
Something has shifted in Limbo, but I cannot quite put my finger on it. All I know is that whatever is happening is also strangely familiar to me. And when all you knew was darkness and despair growing up, that warm, fuzzy feeling of familiarity is not just a warning sign, but an alarm bell.
We should inform the others of any potential danger.
Warn them of what? One of Magic's airy-fairy gut feelings? The Avengers are already unsure of us. I do not need to add to that. Best not say anything until I am better able to articulate it. I'd like to be left to my thoughts now, Hunter. I still have a lot of thinking to do, while I try to make sense of what I felt at the docks and the energetic shifts that ripple through Limbo. I will let you know if I do.
Hey, for someone they just dug up, you look pretty fresh.
Worst part about that Hydra job? Manhattan traffic.
I'm glad to see you're getting comfortable with the words of power, Hunter. If you're going to continue our little investigation of the Abbey, they'll be vital to your success.
Investigation?
A side project, but a potentially transformative one. With my blessing, Wanda was working to uncover what may be the most powerful.
Just what in the hell do you think you're doing in here?
Standing in the library?
I've given you free rein so you could get back on your feet, but I never thought you'd pull something like this.
What is it you think I am doing, exactly?
Don't be coy. It does not suit you. I told you how hard it's been since we lost Agatha. Instead of letting it rest, you decide to reopen the wound?
Oh, Sarah. I never thought of this place like that.
Of course you didn't. And now it's done. Why should I ever stand in your way?
That anger wasn't meant for you, dear. You know that, right? Don't hold it against Sarah.
She may try to mask her feelings, but you know she was struggling with what happened. Why are you hiding from her?
For most people, the captivating relationships of their lives are formed over a matter of days and years. Sarah and I spent centuries together exploring this world, fighting the darkness, watching cities and even nations form and then crumble. And yet we persevered together.
You still have not answered my question.
It may be difficult to understand, but she needs this time. Sending Wanda away, sealing the library, that elaborate memorial she conjured up, she didn't waste any time trying to bury what happened.
You are right. I do not understand.
It isn't up to me to reveal myself. It's up to her to accept what happened and allow herself to grieve. When that happens, we'll see each other again, but not before.
I trust you will do what is right for Sarah. So, what is it you are looking at here?
Yes, we should get back to the real reason I asked you to meet me here. Wanda's journal. The Abbey grounds have a great deal of history. Many of its secrets remain hidden, even after all this time.
Even to you?
Even to me. Wanda had taken to exploring the grounds in search of a strange energy we both sensed. Knowing that Sarah had no intention of waking you to investigate, Wanda felt it was up to her to take your place. Of course, being the clever girl that she is, her notes are written in an ancient, transient cipher that I've only just begun to understand. Have a look at the first entry.
Wasn't long before they found us. I could see the torches moving about the forest, edge of the forest. The group held back for a bit before a single torch approached. The figure came up towards the entrance and placed a hand on the rock face, just a stone's throw away from where I was perched. I moved closer and could see that it was Shaw himself. He moved his hand over the rock and said something strange I couldn't quite make out. A low groan started up. Of the ceiling began to rain down on me. I leapt back and toppled into the chamber below, where the others were huddled together, shrieking. My lord and master, forgive the lack of preamble, but I write to you urgently. Tidings that may hold hope for all our kind. A winged messenger brings me news of a codex, seen with her own two eyes, unlike any other. She described Akkadian script, hieroglyphs, and languages unknown to her. It is my belief that this is the Darkhold, the Book of Sins itself. I feel this truth deep in my bones. The spells of Chthon have travelled across deep chasms of time, through many lands, and are now close at hand. It is in the possession of a transient scholar and aristocrat named Rissoff. Centuries-long search may soon be over, and the spells included in the Montesi formula will be under your control, awaiting your bidding, as always, L. In the time of the growth, lest she grow too proud, a flash of the blade to rend, to break, and call her blessing down. Caretaker's Journal. My appreciation and adoration for Agatha has left me vulnerable to feelings I have not known for centuries. I want her by my side, and I wish for her to join me for what we will be facing in the coming years. Though I admit it may be selfish of me to share these risks, I find myself in the very position I once criticized and judged Lilith for, and it brings me shame. As blood descendants, We were not meant to bring children into this world, or love another as she did, as I love Agatha. Was I wrong to judge Lilith so harshly, or am I wrong now? It's hard to face. I found myself wanting to be with Agatha just as Lilith felt with Gregor and their child. To have a family, to love, and to be loved by another. My research has led me to believe that the blood have existed for ages, seeking to eliminate the spawn of Chthon and any other malevolent manifestations they deem to be a threat. I will continue to dig deeper into their murky history. A rather murky history. There is much to explore here in Old Salem.
Hunter, hello.
Excerpt from Wanda's journal. I have to restore what I've taken from the altar. The damage I've done can only be reversed when all the elemental robes have been returned.
I'm sure it still seems a bit cryptic, but Wanda was definitely onto something. If you remember my altar, that's where she was conducting her experiments.
An investigation that involves experiments? Why do I feel like you are going to get me into trouble?
Since when has that ever stopped you? Let's meet out at the altar. I'll try to do a better job of explaining from there. Charlie will show you the way if you've forgotten.
Someone of my background skill set must find interesting ways to pass near the nearly infinite stretches of boredom. To be blunt, I do seek power and conquest, as many have alluded to in the past, but I also seek out my own forms of entertainment. This, I believe, adds to the spice of life to many of these so-called heroes' rather dull existence. It is quite easy to do what you are told. Follow orders, stay in line, do not oppress the weak, blah blah blah. Where is the challenge there? Imagine, my dear brother, Thor's adolescence without the occasional giant spider manifestation to create chaos and liven things up a bit. Without my contributions, his younger years would have been a never-ending series of training exercises while listening to our father ramble on for all of eternity. I like to think that Thor welcomed the occasional serpent attack on the city of Asgard. Moments like those give him a chance to show off and flex those meathead muscles of his without me. He would be on his own searching out trouble. Merely bring it right to his front door so he can play hero. However, there were times that he was not quite thrilled when I took what I considered to be exciting and unique creative liberties. I do not think he especially liked being turned into a frog, or a woman for that matter. We did have fun, didn't we, dear brother? Well, at least I did.
Caretaker doesn't like talking about what got Agatha killed in here.
Like most things on the grounds here, there's more to this place than meets the eye. Do you remember the words I taught you as a child?
Are you going to make me say it?
Humor an old, dead woman.
Oh, hocus pocus.
You haven't lost your touch, dear. The words may be simple, but these plinths won't appear for just anyone. Each represents one of the basic elements, their power activated only by the elemental rods they would normally be holding.
And where are the elemental rods now?
Scattered to the wind, unfortunately. A side effect of Wanda's experiments here.
Let me guess.
That's right. I want you to find the missing rods and return them here. Hopefully, as I decipher Wanda's journal, her notes will aid in the search.
But you have not actually told me what the greater purpose is here. What are we doing this for?
All in good time, dear. After what happened with Wanda, I'd rather you take things slowly. In fact, I don't want you overthinking this little project. There's no rush and you don't have to help if you don't feel like it. But there is one more thing before I head back to the library.
An arcane key.
Just a little something. A token for your efforts so far. The key can be used to open that chest nearby. Like so many other oddities around here, those chests tend to appear before those who deserve them most. Make yourself that person.
That seems intentionally vague.
It's more fun that way, isn't it? I'll be in the library working on the translations if you need me, dear. Good luck.
The old magic still holds. What was Wanda up to here? Perhaps I should try this somewhere else. Only one more to go. There. Finished.
The moon seals are ancient talismans of the old gods. And in your case, they are the keys to unlocking an even greater gift.
Is that why Wanda was here? In pursuit of this gift?
Just as we started with you as a child, I allowed Wanda to experiment here, with the hope of focusing her powers through training in basic elemental magic.
But that is not what happened.
Wanda's connection to the old gods, to Chthon, was not the same as yours. She isn't descended from the blood, and the trials weren't meant for her.
But you knew this before she started?
I did. And you should understand that I regret not putting a stop to her efforts sooner.
Then what really happened here?
When Wanda tried to use this moon seal to access the next trial, the Bloodgate didn't open. But the seal's power did have an effect. She had visions, both terrible and somehow alluring at the same time. What started as idle curiosity became a compulsion for her.
And now I am on the same path. So where is the next Bloodgate?
Beyond the Standing Stones, if memory serves. I doubt you'll have any trouble finding it. We may have woken you up to save the world, but just think where the Abbey would be without your efforts, Hunter. The magical energies flowing through the grounds are converging on the altar, drawn to it like moths to a flame.
As a child, it never occurred to me how important this altar was to you.
Where would a fabled witch be without her various accoutrements?